Obviously, I'm really nervous. I've got a lot to speak about this morning. I'm aware that I'm being camped. My mouth's going dry. I'm very nervous. I feel like, do you know when you go for a job interview or something, or I don't know, you're getting married? Do you know that feeling in the pit of your stomach? That's what I've got right now. But I'm here to tell my side, my truth. Yeah, and that's all I can do, you know. I'm gonna start off by apologising, okay? And the only people I'm apologising to is to my community. If you feel let down for anything that I've ever done, I'm sorry to you, I'm sorry to my supporters, and I mean that. I've never took you for granted, ever. And I've always come on here and I've tried to be as real as possible, right? I'm human, we all fuck up, we all do stupid things, we all learn every day. And to my mods, to my friends, to anybody that's got any hate over the last couple of days, I'm sorry to you too, because you don't deserve any of this. All you've done is, you know, be associated with me, and I'm so sorry, and it shouldn't happen because you're innocent. You know, it's just guilty by association. So I'm sorry to my community. I'm sorry to everybody that supported me. Again, mods, friends, for any backlash that you've had over the last couple of days. I can see you, Luke, Linz, Halgarth, I can see all you, Ollie, everybody that's been in here day in, day out since I've been on TikTok. So let me speak my truth, all right? So in 2023, a woman approached me and she had over 100 screenshots, WhatsApp messages. Thank you. Stop messaging me though, because you're putting me off. I love you too. I love you too. She had over 100 WhatsApp messages between her and a creator, which would have been Zach the Brat. At the time, I didn't know who Zach was. And that's the fucking truth. It was very early on in my TikTok career. Okay, so this woman approached me with information, screenshots to say, you know, this guy, he's took all this money from me, he's not paying me back. And looking at the evidence that she sent me, the hundreds of screenshots, I believed her. I believed the levels of manipulation that was used in the chat to get money from her. I do get that we all go through financial situations and we all need a helping hand sometimes, but from what I seen at that time, it was more than a helping hand. I felt like he was taking advantage of her. And like I say, we all get into financial situations, but we have to make do. And at that time, it was thousands of pounds that he had off this woman. And, you know, I'm aware that he did struggle to pay it back. I'm just going to keep it real. However, it was the gaslighting and manipulation used towards this woman that affected me at the time. So I rang this woman. Obviously, she contacted me on TikTok because I do FYP news. So I rang this woman whose name was Michelle. If you are a Zach supporter or you know anything of the situation, you'll know what I'm talking about. So anyway, I rang, let me just have a drink. I rang Michelle, I spent hours, days on the phone to her. Never questioned his mental health because I didn't know him, you know. Thank you for the gifts, everybody. I didn't know him. So I sent the images to Kaz. I said, look, this is what I've just been sent. Please be careful while I'm doing this. And anyway, when the images were sent, at the time, it really triggered me. I never asked for the images. I never asked for any proof. It was, I believed at the time, it was his way of saying, look, this is what's going to happen, right? And that's what I was told by many people that knew about the situation, okay, that I was sent them to silence me. So you make of that what you will. And a couple of days later, I contacted Fact Freak. Okay, so I had all the information about these WhatsApp messages, and I'd been sent these screenshots. I spoke to this woman on the phone, Michelle, who was heartbroken. She had no money. She couldn't pay a bill. She wanted her money back. Okay, I'm going to help you get your money back. Let's expose this person. Bearing in mind, if it was any other TikTok creator that this was coming out about, an exposure would be done. Do you know what I mean? So it was nothing new. It was nothing fresh that hadn't been before. If something like this comes out about a TikTok person, it gets exposed. I weren't as sassy when I first started TikTok, so I didn't really, you know, get the trigger warnings and everything. You know, it's only something that I've learned going in with the show. So that was my mistake. I should have said, trigger warning, I want to send you something over. And for that, I apologise, all right? So Fact Freak did go into, look, this guy isn't a, he's not a you know, his mental health obviously is at risk. He needs safeguarding. Okay, we'll leave it at that. All right. Fair enough. No more was said. I also sent information about Beyonce, some Beyonce tickets that never got gifted out, or, you know, there was something going on Beyonce tickets. So this is just a, like I say, TikTok creator that I seen and many other people seen had taken advantage of this woman who had got no money to pay her bloody bills, all right? So I sent it over to Fact Freak. I'm mumbling now. Fact Freak said it's basically, you know, it's not that deep, it's not an offender, it's da-da-da-da-da, mental health. Okay, we'll leave it at that. No more was mentioned about it. All right, so fast forward, so that was the 25th of May that I approached Fact Freak. So fast forward 2 months later, excuse me, fast forward 2 months later, Fact Freak contacted me on the 12th of July. So it was 2 months after I sent him all this, right? He contacted me on the 20th of July. Sorry, the 12th of July. I've got it here. It's all here. And he said this.
Putting that, Miss Red, how do you feel about me putting those messages from Zach de Brat on blast? I understand he's still pissing with people, and I think showing the messages where he's threatened to himself to you would, well, good luck explaining that, basically, if those were put out. But obviously I want your consent on that.
Absolutely go for it, James. Not a problem. I hate this person with a passion for how, you know, sneaky they are. And yeah, go for it. You have my full permission, darling.
But what I want to know, Fact Freak, is right. What did you see for you to come forward? Because you said I manipulated you. I didn't manipulate you, darling. I just asked you to do a deep dive on somebody with evidence, because there was WhatsApp messages and everything else. I didn't manipulate you, darling. So you're telling me 2 months after I sent you them, you still felt manipulated. What did you see for you to message me on the 12th of July, 2 months after, to say, oh, okay, then let's put these images out there, is still pissing people off? So you're acknowledging that there was something going on. Do you get what I'm saying? So I said, yes, do it. Because I didn't like him at the time. Neither did a lot of other people. I wasn't manipulating you, James. I just approached you to do an exposure, all right? Which we've talked about many exposures. So you put them out there. Basically what happened is, I think you got about 1,000 views on the post. And because I don't want to be connected to exposures, I don't, you know, if anyone comes on and saying, Miss Red, I want to expose something, I'll always say, go to Fact Freak, right? I don't do exposures on here. So why 2 months after? What did you see? Was you seeing what I seen, what everybody else was seeing at that time about Zach? You must have done, because you said he's still pissing people off, all right? And then, you, like I say, you come on, you use your opportunity to strike me down, do your mic drop, but I hope that you mentioned that you did approach me 2 months later and you did share them images that you were so concerned about. And I did give you permission. But I told you to pull the images because I didn't want to be connected to it. And I actually said, which I can get proof of, I don't want this on my name. If anything happens, I couldn't live with myself. That's what I said to you, Fact Freak. And you pulled the images. And I said, I'm sorry if you feel let down. All right. And remember that the images that Zach sent me in May the 23rd were from a year previous. It wasn't the here and now, all right? And I should have trigger warned when I sent them to James. I should have asked James' permission, but like I said, I wasn't as clued up then as what I am now. You know, I would do things differently. And like I say, it wasn't a personal vendetta against Zach, because me and Zach weren't friends. We had no associations with anything. Do you know what I mean? We didn't fucking speak. Oh, love you. How are you? It was just, you know, it was an exposure that people wanted to put out there. I apologised to Zach. He apologised to me. We spoke about the images. Like I say, we said our sorries, and we formed a friendship up last year. We built a friendship up, and I didn't make friends with him out of guilt. You know, I seen that he was paying the people back. You know, it was over, it was done, and I formed what I believed was a genuine friendship with Zach. You know, you see him come in my box. You know, he was doing FYP shows and everything, and you know, we had a lot of interaction. We'd have phone calls and, you know, exchange things. I had moans, of course I had moans. And the reason I had moans is, right guys, because I am a very loyal person. If you're my friend, I'm loyal to the bone, all right? Despite what had happened in the past, like I said, we said our sorries and moved on, all right? Which obviously I thought he'd forgive me for, right? What was I going to say? So Zach had it in his head that behind the scenes, I was working against him. I was being toxic. He didn't like the fact that I was friends with Alex and Mama Kaz and other people. But I can't get rid of people because somebody else don't like them. So Alex has always been an amazing friend. Kaz has been an amazing friend. Like many other people, I base my friendships on being, you know, that one individual. So I was always behind the scenes trying to make peace with everybody. I'm a peacemaker. I wasn't behind the scenes plotting and everything else. I wasn't mass reporting. I was doing none of this. And I tried to like say to Zach many times, look, I know you don't like my people, because he was always like, you've got so many toxic people around you, get rid of these people, da 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 da. I was like, but these people have done nothing to me. These people weren't in my ear, they've never been in my ear. I've never got anybody to do my dirty work, guys. What you see with me is what you get. This is me trying to sort Zach and Kaz out.
Because you were spinning a web, that's why. You wanted it to be in control of Zach, so you wanted him friends with Mama Kaz, Cockapoo. You wanted him friends with these people.
I was never coming after Zach. Never,
you
ever,
was.
ever. It was a genuine friendship. I don't know why he felt like he couldn't
she was trying
do anything.
to make him make up with all these people so that she could manipulate him more.
Say, you know, I'm just fucking in my own head and things like that.
Thank you, Amelia.
Like I say, I feel like all of this has been done.
Control you further.
Thank you for the gift.
Further control.
You know, I feel like Zach got what he wanted. He got the platform that he wanted. He was happy in my boxes. He was happy being associated with me.
He was
and then
scared.
He got where he got, and Misread's too toxic. Misread Circle's too toxic. Bearing in mind that you loved it in my boxes. You know, you said the flowers and chocolates.
It's a trauma bond thing, isn't it? Is that what it's called?
What really happened is you got where you wanted to get, and you distanced yourself from me.
Thank you, Amelia.
Because you had what you wanted, you know.
Look at
all along you got what you wanted, because I was proving to you that I wasn't.
She said that on purpose to out Zach. He never
like
has.
That. You did use me, Zach. So you'll portray me to be this mean girl, that I'm in toxic groups, I'm in toxic chats, but you're exactly the same, Zach. You know better than anybody else. You know better than anybody else, Zach.
Look how glazed your eyes are online.
Again, sending me pictures of Lucy.
Finish Marcus M's.
We'll go into this. We'll go into this finish Marcus M's. Okay.
Legal to share people's WhatsApps, and she's doing it right now.
Marcus
Do you remember
M's, start with
the other day when she was sat there saying it was illegal?
Darling, I am really sorry. Really, really sorry for that live that I held. And I know how that has affected your mental health, because over the last 2 days I've seen the hate campaigns that have gone on for me. That bitch, Evil Queen, the one that's sat cam to me now. You know, she felt it appropriate to sit there and do what she did yesterday, and there was 9,000 people in that room.
10 now.
She played the clap clap song. Miss Red is a beast. I'm no beast. What I am is human. I've made mistakes and I've up, but I'm not the only mean bitch. There's many mean bitches in the game. Behind the scenes, all I've tried to do is make peace. Have I said things?
This is the language she's using.
I'll hold
Thank
my
you,
hands
Nicole.
up. But like I said, I've spoken to the people that I have spoken about, and I've made my peace with them weeks ago, before even all this started. And like I say, I could have come on and I could have said, I'm so sorry, like Gracie did when she was as involved as everybody else, and been a fake bitch, a greedy bitch, but it's not worth it to me. It's not worth the grief, getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning panicking because who's done what? What's this person done? What's that person done? I get held accountable higher than anybody else on this app. I don't know why. But this is goodbye. Like, I'm not bothered. Zach, you did use me. Zach, you knew all about the images. You accepted the sorries, and you used this to bring me down. And I know you're going to go on live afterwards and sit and debunk everything, because I'm not as manipulative as you, and I can't put things across as good as you or what Evil Queen is. You used them photos to silence me. Photos that were a year old, it wasn't the there and now. The photos were from 2022. You sent them to me in 2023. You silenced me, tried to silence me with them photos, and I didn't ask for them. Neither did Factory. I apologise for sending them without a trigger warning, but you was happy to go ahead with that exposure 2 months after James. So there was no mic drop, because you seen what we were seeing at the time. You must have done to say Zach's still pissing people off. But I hope you're happy anyway, Zach. You've got your platform after stabbing people in the back. Evil Queen, you're welcome to the FYP news. I wish you all the luck in the world. You too, Zach. Well played, both of you. Like I say, I could have stayed, but I don't want to. I don't want to be involved in this shit show. I'll miss every single person that I've become friends with, that I am friends with. I'll miss you all. Davey, baby, I love you. Miss J, I love you. My besties. Alex, I love you too. Mama Kaz, I love you. Cockapoo. Everybody that's been there to support me. Clover. There's just so many people. Would, when I open the boxes, would my mods friends come in the box? Just let me let the dog in a minute.